Knock for 6. My period had always been fairly regular, so when I suddenly felt hungover, dog-tired, and experienced a bout of nausea without the fun of drinking, I bought an at-home pregnancy test while Kirk was working. Tearing it open, I followed the crude steps. Pee on the little stick and wait and wait. I sat on the toilet, plopped up on my elbows on the sink, and stared at the stick test as if it were lethal. It felt like the longest 3 minutes of my life. Kirk and I had been together only 8 months, so when those 2 fuzzy pink lines suddenly told me I was pregnant, I felt irresponsible and reckless. The real world was about to become all too real. I must have looked childish when I told him I was pregnant, fidgeting like a little girl, fearful of his reaction. I was astonished at his over-the-moon, delighted anticipation to become a father. He was exceptionally happy, almost as if he desired this baby all along. About a week had passed after discovering I was pregnant. We were both hard at work when I unexpectedly heard Kirk's voice over the main intercom. "Miss Amber Cote, would you please come to reservations?" I was surprised to hear his voice, as he didn't typically use the intercom as part of his job. He was up to something. I just didn't know what. I sprinted towards his voice at top speed. My heart jumped hurdles as I chased his voice excitedly. What is this all about? I saw him leaning confidently against a mahogany podium. I caught my breath and looked around, realizing that every eye had turned to watch us, to watch Kirk. Swaying towards him, I swung my body extra hard in order to feel the adoring swarm of hopelessly romantic people. I blushed in flighty delight. He smiled at me, winked, and confidently announced, "Amber Cote, I love you." The intercom suddenly protested with some squeaky feedback that made everybody giggle. "Will you marry me?" He let go of the microphone and sprang down in front of me, dropping down to one leg. The whistling and men's hooting increased. Even on his knees, I was almost eye to eye with him. I excitedly shouted, "Yes!" He took my left hand and placed a stunning engagement ring upon my finger and kissed the top of my hand. I was bright-eyed and thrilled as I shot up into his arms, kissing his cheek. Romantic whistles in varying tones of "Congratulations!" reverberated throughout the restaurant. The throng around us cheered and clapped. He laughed. His amusement sounded like the bark of a content seal. I was anxious about life happening so fast, but excited about creating a family together. The night after watching our favorite late-night program, Kirk cuddled up behind me and whispered sweetly into my ear, "You're going to have a girl. You should name her Kyra." What did he mean by, "I will have a girl"? What happened to we? "Children keep you alive," he mumbled as he closed his eyes. He lovingly laced his hands over my belly, and we fell asleep.